Hello everybody, Xander here, and today we're back for another book review. Yet again, another late one as it's in the middle of June. This is supposed to be the final May book, but hey, at least it's the last one and we can get through June. It's not like I haven't been reading some of the June books, but I've also just been wrapped up and stuff, especially this week, seeing how I could have done this video a little earlier, but lots of stuff happened. I went to a D&D event yesterday, and it was like several hours long, and I couldn't help but just straight up pass out after I got back. So anyway, we can finally finish May off with Wolf Children by Mamoru Hosada, Yui, and Hoshiyuki Sadamoto. And this is a manga adaptation of the movie Wolf Children. I'm pretty sure it's by the, at least based on the look of it, it might be by the same people who made stuff like Weather With You or Silent Voice, I think it is. Like a lot of the recent anime movies that came out in the 2010s that were very like emotional, sort of like I was gonna say Japanese Pixar, but I guess that's more Studio Ghibli. Still, they're very emotional stories, and I found this massive book at Barnes & Noble and decided to get it because I've only heard of the movie, never seen it, so this was an interesting thing. So Wolf Children is about a young woman who ends up meeting and marrying a mysterious young man who just shows up at her school in the beginning of the story, and he turns out to be sort of like a shifter. Like he shifts into a wolf, but he's not like a werewolf exactly. So years pass, they fall in love, they get married, and she gets pregnant, and she has two children, Ame and Yuki, and suddenly her husband dies because while in wolf form he gets run over by a car. So there's that. So she's alone with two children and has to raise them, and decides that because keeping the kids' wolf abilities, which they do have, a secret, is going to be difficult, especially with children. She has to move to the countryside with her children, so there's not too many people noticing. And that's like the general plot of this story. It's definitely interesting, like how contemporary and normal it kind of feels a lot of throughout most of it, outside of when they kind of transform into wolves, and have fun or hunt. But yeah, it's kind of normal outside of that, and like that's all right. But it's just, the story just felt a little like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say basic, but it just wasn't like remarkable. But good characters and writing can help make a story that seems very simple really good. This is still well made. The art is really good. There's some good art in here that you can find. Also some good there's some good landscape shots that I can find. Some cool stuff like that. And some good decent writing. I just don't think it was for me. As I was reading the last bits of it, I kind of wondered if I would have liked it more as the movie, because there's moments in this book that probably would have had more meaning or have been stronger in movie form than in manga form, or maybe I just wasn't invested enough and it didn't feel as important as it should have been. But for a story, it's decent. It's just not, what I was fully expecting. But at the same time, I did expect, the emotion of it, and it is decently emotional. Outside of that, it's not for me, but maybe it is for you. Maybe you read this or watched the movie, most likely, and you enjoyed it. And let me know in the comments if the movie is better, because it might be. I just don't know. Otherwise, it's alright. Just nothing I would read again, but that's okay. So, in terms of a rating, because I'm rating my books now, I am going to have to rate Wolf Children a 6 out of 10, which is kind of like a in the middle almost, or no, almost in the middle, above average, you could say, which is a little harsh, but that's just my opinion. Sorry. But yeah, that was Wolf Children. Again, you guys probably liked it if you have seen it or read it, and that's really good. I'm glad you do, if you do. And that's the end of May. Thank God I finished it. Hopefully I can be a little speedier with all the stuff for June. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this admittedly short review, but I just wanted to get it out of the way and move on to June. But yeah, check out some of my other videos, more stuff where I'm talking about more than just what I've said for this book. And maybe subscribe if you like, what I do. I mostly do book reviews. And stay tuned for some other stuff I'll be doing, including a TBR in the YouTube Shorts very soon. And you'll get to see what I'm going to be reading in June, or at least the last half of June. So stay safe and take care. We'll see you next time.